We are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the always lovely and talented Andrea Kay, the always incredible Urban Miaris, and we have our next segment here with Alexandra German bringing in our Women in Business segment. So how are you doing, Alexandra?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So what's going on in your world? You're active in real estate, and now you're active in helping us bring in the great women in business in this town.
I am so excited to do that. And, I learned so much about business too in this community, and I get to bring my friends sometimes on the program. So today I brought Bal Ramlochan. She is my friend. I know her for many years. We used to work in the same company, and Bal is an inspirational woman. She is the president of the Real Estate Investment and Exchange. So,
wow.
This organization has probably 98% of men or 99% of men, and Bal, and she's the president.
I love that.
I love her.
How'd you get to be president of that kind of group?
Well, somebody needed to take charge of those men.
I love
they had to have someone tell them what to do.
That's kind of me on Tuesday mornings with Barry and Urban.
Yeah, so I can just kind of sit back and let everybody else do this interview, right?
No, actually, you're going to do the interview.
I'm going to do the interview.
Boss
okay.
Daddy.
Yes, thank you very much. So Global Equity Exchange is your company, correct?
It is.
Okay. Tell us what Global Equity Exchange is. What do you do for work other than be the president of the exchange?
Well, what I do, I'm in the people business, just like a lot of other businesses are. But I help my clients get from one property to another by exchanging the equity from one property into something else.
Okay, so you're exchanging equity, or are we trading properties? Tell me.
We can trade properties. It actually goes back to biblical times, caveman times, when you traded, one.
Now you're getting personal. Okay?
Yeah.
One $50 dog for a $225 cat.
Okay.
So you're getting whatever you're looking for. Your benefits are. That's what you're seeking. That's what I help my clients find. Their benefits.
So what is the benefit of exchange? Why just not sell and buy another one?
Well, we have various benefits for exchanging. People exchange for personal reasons, and I have my little cheat sheets here for why we exchange. But
by avoiding buying, you don't have to get qualified for a loan?
Well, yes, you don't have to qualify for a loan, and sometimes people just want to increase their holdings. They want to diversify their holdings. They want to perhaps just, some people just really just want to change careers. We have people who go from hotels to restaurants. We have people who goes from owning multi-family units to a development. So people sometimes just want to change.
It's fascinating how you can make a change of career by exchanging property.
Right. Interesting. And it also sounds like there's a substantial tax benefit or potential tax benefit in what you do.
There are potential tax benefits, and that's one of the reasons that we do direct exchanging. And actually was around prior to the 1031. 1031 requires an accommodator. However, with a direct exchange, you don't require an accommodator.
Interesting.
So it goes back to way back when, before it's darker.
So it saves a lot of time and legislation,
it takes time, legislation, and it also decreases that tax burden that may occur if you just actually sell something outright.
What's an accommodator?
Accommodator is someone who facilitates the 1031 exchange.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So a 1031 exchange is where you're trading. You want to sell your property, but you don't want to pay the tax on the gain. So you're trading it up for another property, and you can roll your tax benefits over. But you need a third-party company to facilitate for you.
Correct. And within a direct exchange, you don't need that third party.
You have a global in your business name. So do you work outside the United States?
I do work outside the United States. I actually have an island for sale. Would you like to purchase one?
And I would like one.
Yeah, and I got about $80.
Can I trade my Carmel Valley house for the island?
You can, and I have it all on my website there. I also I represent Chinese developers as well, and I am working with some of one of my Chinese clients actually have a manufacturing company in China, and we are relocating a portion of that to the United States. So I am helping with that as well.
Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
Now it's more prestigious to have made in USA than made in China. So Chinese are moving manufacturing here.
Very cool.
Yes.
And you're worldwide, baby.
Well, I gotta go where the money is, honey, and if it's there, that's where I go.
I love it.
Well, I'm going to shift gears on you a little bit. We talked a little bit beforehand of how you apply education in all this. What do you do to educate others? How does that work?
What I do to educate, well, education primarily is counseling. We counsel our clients. One of the things that we stress is counseling. Only through really asking the difficult questions can you find out what they want, what they need, what their benefits are going to be. A big thing is actually understanding what the clients are going to benefit from. And it's not about the property. People always think, it's about the house or it's about the property itself. It's always about people. That's who you're working with. I don't work with a building. I work with a client who has a family, who has hobbies, who has places he prefers to be. So once I really understand the client in its entirety and his likes, dislikes, and family, then I have truly counseled my client.
That's great. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD. Email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, Alexandra German, and Bal Ramlochan. Okay? I had to work on that one. Okay?
That was good.
So
Bal, commercial real estate, it's such a difficult subject. It's hard to understand. How did you get into that career?
By mistake. I was a residential realtor for a long time. A neighbor of mine literally knocked on my door and asked me to sell his Del Mar restaurant. I figured, well, what the heck? I could sell a house. I can sell a restaurant or a building. And I went to SDAR, where my REIE meeting is held every Tuesday. Plug there. And I just fell into this group of exchanging, and it was phenomenal. The things that happened there, just the vibe and the solutions and the electric attitude that everyone had that brought things together. I figured this is where I need to be, and I was hooked. You and I were working together. I went to my broker at the time and I said, I'm doing commercial. She says, what? I said, I'm going to start doing commercial like I wanted to.
Yeah. I remember that. I love those meetings. You go in there and you're just two women in a crowd of guys, and they've been buying and selling real estate all over the world. They go, I have a condo in Wisconsin and I can exchange it on something in Puerto Rico or I go, what?
Wow. It's pretty interesting, and REIE is a local exchange group. We are a part of a national exchange group called NCE, National Exchangers Counselor. I screwed that up. Sorry, guys. National Counselors of Exchangers, and we do this nationwide. It's a forum that allows us to do it nationwide. So not only are we dealing with very competent people locally, we do the same thing. I travel nationally and I do this at different locations, at different venues, to bring my clients property and to present it to someone else in the East Coast who may not have heard about my client's property otherwise had I not presented it to them, and really try to draw out the benefits of my client's property for this person. So
You know what's interesting is I see a correlation to what we do here on the show. Because you're matching. You're not matching a buyer and a seller. You're matching exchangers. So that's quite a challenge. I know what we like to do here is match up people where we can refer them out to other business. So promulgate small business here in San Diego County. I love it. How challenging is it to try to find a good match for an exchange?
Well, it can be quite challenging. And once again, it depends upon the person. It depends on their situation, on their motivation, and their flexibility. So when I take those things into consideration, then I really have a full package of what my client needs, how quickly they need it, what they'll be willing to do. If they have a $1 million property they need to get rid of in 2 weeks, I know what I have to do. If they have a $1 million property that I have 10 months to get rid of, then it's a different approach and where I go to market this property. But we have several forums, like I said, between NCE and SEC, which is a specialized group by invitation only that I have been invited to take part of. So to bring my clients' properties and expose it to other areas, that's not very difficult once I understand my client needs and wants and benefits.
How quickly you need to dump off that island, girl. And where is it?
I'll tell you what, I will trade you Andrea for the island, okay?
Oh my God, Andrea.
As long as I get to go and live on the island.
It's one of the last privately owned islands in the Solomon Islands. It's actually where Prince Henry, the one who just got married, well, he just had a baby. Anyway,
Prince William
and his wife they vacationed.
Yeah,
that's where it is.
How much is the island?
Well, you have to go into my website to find that out.
Shameless
okay,
plug.
What's the website?
We don't talk the price on air, okay?
GlobalEquityExchange.com.
Great. So, to me, this is an uncommon form of working within the real estate industry. So, how, if it's uncommon to me, who's been in and around the real estate business for many years, I have to think that most of the, let's call it consumer base, would be foreign to them too. How can we help you educate the public?
You can help me educate the public by letting people know that I do have my meetings every Tuesday morning at the SDAR office at 8:30 a.m. It runs about an hour and a half.
Okay, so you can do it there. Is it possible to build out let's say a webcast to tell people and do that remotely? I mean, I know you educate the real estate community. I'm thinking of consumers that are looking for this kind of service that don't know it exists.
I would love. That's one of the reasons I'm here today. I've never been on the radio before, and I am the president. And one of the things that I want to do is let people know this group of exchangers, it's kind of a dying group, only because the people who have been doing it for a long time, and there are a lot of older people there who have not brought in newer people to really get that information and pass it on. So that's what I'm doing. I am their vessel, so to speak, to bring in new fresh blood, quote unquote. And one of the reasons we have this is because there are people who think outside the box. They are looking for different solutions. I strategize solutions. I am a problem solver, and there are many of us out there who can help. So whatever ideas you may have to bring new people in, I would certainly like to take part of that.
Well, we are definitely going to get together. I will definitely call you, find some time, and do some brainstorming. So we're starting to run short on time. Tell our listeners how they find out more about your company.
You can find out more about my company by going to GlobalEquityExchange.com. And you can find out about my REIE meeting by going to reie.ncexchangors.com.
Great.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great. So I sincerely appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
And I look forward to finding a way to continue to carry that storyline down the road.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Bal, so much for coming over today.
Great. And thank you, Alexander, for introducing us.
Love you, Alex.
Love you too, Andrea.
This is just a little love affair going on here. Okay.
I'm going with you to the island.
But you don't want to sell her, right?
To the island.
Okay. Well, if you go to the island, if the two of you go to the island, I'm bringing cameras, not radio. Okay.
Sounds like a remote broadcast to me.
Yep. So this is Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD or just find our page on Facebook. You can always email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.